Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2020 mid-month general reading. This reading is for the Earth sign of Capricorn for the last half of July. Welcome everyone. I hope that you're all safe and well and as sane as possible in a year that's been a real crazy year so far for everyone. So I hope you're managing to stay as grounded as possible on a day-to-day basis. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today, and thanks for all that you have done and continue to do in support of this channel. Liking, sharing, subscribing, hit that subscribe button if you haven't and if you'd like to. Those of you who have donated, thank you so much. Every little bit helps and it's always welcome and appreciated. So this reading is for Capricorn for the last half of July 2020. Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, if your Venus is in Capricorn or if you're cross-watching for a Capricorn. As you know, general readings always resonate, play out a little differently for everyone watching. So if you know all of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, watch them all because it can give different perspective and insight into what's going on in your life. If any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading or information on that, just click on the description link below, click on that little arrow that pulls down information. You'll see my email address there, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. I do offer a wide variety of readings. I can usually get back to you with more information in the same day or the first 24 hours. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at scheduling your readings in as timely a fashion as possible with your schedule and my schedule. So email me. I'd be delighted to hear from you. All right, Capricorn, let's see what the last half of July has in store for you. If you want to know or need to know, I am using Legacy of the Divine Tarot. And if we need to clarify, I'll be using the Gilded Tarot Royale. Capricorn, let's see what the last half of July is holding for you. We have the Nine of Wands, followed by the Knight of Cups, the Five of Coins, followed by the Ace of Swords. From the bottom of the deck, the Eight of Wands, okay. So Capricorn, it looks like you're in the process of working through the end of something that may have been or may be kind of a challenge, and but I feel like you're getting or need to reach out and ask for help on completing that. And what it is going to vary per person. Your general energy and overall energy is the Eight of Wands. This is a card, it's the Eight of Fire. That's the element which governs the suit. So the Eight of Wands is usually about a lot of communication, moving back and forth, a lot of movement, a lot of activity. It can represent moving, it can represent, travel, or a combination of both, moving, traveling, it's kind of the same thing. So there's a lot of activity kind of going on around that. And it feels like you're in process of it, like getting to the last stages of maybe doing it or preparing for it, because we have the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Cups accompanying it. So the Nine of Wands is the push through card. Tens represent cycle completions or cycle ending or coming full circle. There's an achievement. So the 9 represents that you're at the tail end of pushing through something that looks like it's been quite a challenge. This is also sometimes called the Wounded Warrior card because in other decks he's portrayed as a soldier who's wounded. He's already been through a number of battles, and he's just struggling through the last one, although it may feel like the end is not in sight, but it really is. It can represent kind of getting through one last obstacle or hurdle, getting through that 9, that 10 of wands, in order to move on past that. Now it's accompanied by, and it's always the push through card. It's a card that can represent whatever the situation is for you. It's like you're trying to push through something to get to the other side of it and then move, or have movement in it, whether it's actually moving or traveling or getting to the point where you can get everything wrapped up and then move forward, regardless of the nature of what that moving means for you. For some of you, it might be as literal moving or traveling. It might be a work situation. It might be relationship, family. It could be a combination of all of those things. The energy overall, the focus of it is positive, which this 8 of Wands in the upright is a positive energy. So even though it's in the upright, not reversed. So even though, there's some challenges around it, basically, it feels like whatever it is that you're wrapping up or preparing for is positive. It's just that, for example, if this is a move, which I feel like it might be moving, traveling, moving, but it doesn't look like far, maybe. It could be travel of another kind for some of you. It's really positive. It's just that getting everything in place feels like a struggle. Maybe you're pulled in a lot of different directions. Maybe, you're not getting enough help, or you're feeling you're not getting enough help. Maybe physical help, maybe some financial or material resources needed as well, because next to that 9 of coins, we do have the 5 of coins, which in this deck is kind of like that beggar mentality. It can represent insufficiency and lack. Feeling like you maybe don't have enough money or resources to be able to complete this thing and wrap it up, or physical help. But it's like you see a way through that. I mean, underneath the 9 of Wands that's struggling through, we have the Knight of Cups, who rushes forward to offer his love, support, encouragement. So in terms of getting through this 9 of Wands energy, and this is the push through card, it represents the 11th hour, it's darkest before dawn. You just have to push through the rest of it to get to that completion point. If you don't have help coming in for this in the last half of July, then you need to reach out and ask for help, because it's there. Which is also what the 5 of coins usually represents too, feeling like you're in need, but it's there available to you. You just have to open your mouth and ask for it, because it really is there. And I feel like that comes in, or you get that, or there's clarity, because accompanying that 5 of coins, which can represent feeling like you're in need and have to reach out and ask, do. Doesn't mean you're a beggar, it just means you need help, right? Because I feel like help is around you. If it's not incoming, help is around you. We have the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, illumination, epiphany. And the Ace of Swords, I like all of the aces. They represent new opportunities and new beginnings and the start of a new path. But the Ace of Swords in particularly is a card that points to success. Success that comes through, seeing something in a new way, or seeing the truth of something, or having a new idea or epiphany coming in. But I keep getting this sense of actually asking, reaching out, or looking around. For example, and that's, so if, for those Capricorns that I'm reading for, if there isn't help just coming in voluntarily, and you feel like you're maybe drowning trying to finish putting this thing together, whatever it is, or preparing for something, and you feel like you need help, whether it's actual physical help, financial, material resources of some kind, it's there around you, but you may have to look around for it and actually ask for it, because it's right there. It's literally right there. And that's all you need to get through the end of this. It feels like the last half of July is like the most challenging. I mean, not challenging in terms of Tower card, or it's a nightmare. I mean, of course, if you're moving, I hate moving. There's aspects of that I think are a nightmare. But again, it just looks like it's hard, like there's a lot of challenges, and you may be busy, kind of pulled in different directions. There might be a lot of things going on, so you're trying to power through finishing this one thing so that you can move on, but there's other things going on, so it feels like, you've got all 10 fingers and 10 different pies, and you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. There is help available to you, around you. Again, if it isn't incoming, then just reach out and ask. It's right there. Let's clarify a little bit. Let's clarify this Eight of Wands. It's really kind of the eight and Nine of Wands. You've got a trajectory. It's just getting everything wrapped up so you can get there. You have the Five of Pentacles. I'm clarifying with a different deck at the bottom of this one too, which is a card about feeling like you're on the outside or shut out, maybe insufficiency, like you need some things. But it's really close to you, the source of what you need, but you may have to reach out and ask for it. The Three of Pentacles, compromise, negotiation, working together, collaboration. The Page of Swords, doing your research on that as well. So it might be Capricorn, you are an earth sign, and a lot of that earth energy can be very stubborn sometimes, and maybe wanting to do everything by yourself because you're very capable and very efficient and you can do it on your own. But here it looks like that kind of ideology or mentality might leave you feeling very overwhelmed feeling. There is help around you. You have to reach out and ask for it. If it's financial or material, some other kind of resources. The Page of Swords could represent your due diligence, kind of searching for it, because the Page of Swords looks for information and delivers that information. So it's available to you there. If it's not as easy as saying, your friends or family, hey, I need some help here. Can we set up a time where you can come and help me do, fill in the blank, whatever it is. If it's some kind of other resources or help that you need, that friends and family wouldn't be able to provide, there might be an organization or an institution or something that could provide that help. You might have to go online and look up what your options are or something like that, but it is there, and it's not very far away. So it's actually a very positive energy. It just feels like, Capricorn, the challenge for you might be in trying to power through on your own, and you don't need to. Okay, ask for help. It is there. That was a pretty clear reading, actually, Capricorn. I think it's the shortest, clearest reading I've had of all of the signs I've done so far for the mid-month. Let us just take a quick look at the end result of this process. Collaboration, teamwork, working together here with the Three of Pentacles again. The Empress, beginnings, new beginnings, fertility, abundance. It's the right time. The Ten of Wands, the end of that heavy burden. Death, again, major ending. So whatever it is that you're preparing for or wrapping up, it's a major ending and completion, and you're moving on to something completely new. And you're off and running. Yep, you're going to get through this, whatever it is. It doesn't feel like a negative or bad situation. It just feels like you're actually going to a good place. It's just that you have to wrap up these other things and get ready before you can make the actual transition or move or movement forward. And it feels a bit overwhelming, but there's help and resources available to you. You may just have to say, please, will you help me? Which I know for some people, and some of you can be very difficult. But it's there. So you don't need to be overwhelmed through this, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, that is your reading for the last half of July. I hope you found it useful and helpful. Again, if you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading or information, just click on that little arrow. You'll see my email address there, Maggie, the number one McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you and work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the August 2020 general readings. Until then, please stay safe and well, as sane as you can. I wish you joy, peace, blessings, all of that, and some help and some strength here, Capricorn. And I will see you all again soon, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.